afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Let me see. Let me start over here. Okay, I do have one person who did not do the test the other day. Hopefully she will come to class. Um, you have a couple of things you need to work on, so there's no new work today. You have Most of you still have pedigree chart to do, sex linked questions to work on. So please work on making sure that everything is turned in by Friday, March the 6th. Okay, stay right here for till everybody gets in. Uh, Not today. It was yesterday and then Friday. Because I have classes until 3 o'clock today. Wednesday is my long day too. But I can do that tomorrow if you at 1:30 tomorrow, Thursday. No, I can't. Yeah, no, I can't do it tomorrow. It would have nope. Has to be Friday because I have that my seventh. I have a seventh period class now, so it has to be Tuesdays and Fridays. But you had emailed me about opening things. Just tell me about what needs. I think everything is open. So let me know specifically if there's something that is not open, and I will open it. That's what all of y'all need to be working on right now. Anything that you have outstanding. Like I said, I am waiting on one person to take the test. Everybody else took it. Y'all did fairly well. I do have one. Um, let's see. One thing I wanted to share with you as EOC practice question. Also, starting the week of the 16th, we have to do that benchmark test again. And this time it'll include, it's the same test, but now they're looking at the questions that you might have missed last time because we didn't cover the course. There are a handful of you that aced that test very nicely. So you guessed well. You guessed well because we did not cover all of those questions. So you did very well. But we are going to do that test again. And they will be looking because we would definitely be setting up tutorial time. So right now you have the option of saying you're coming to tutorial. But if you do poorly on this benchmark, you will be mandated to show up for tutorial time. So again, between now and the week of the 16th, so that's 2 weeks from now, uh, be looking over the study guides from the previous topics so that you score well on this benchmark again. All right. Okay, so like I said, this is time to finish up any worksheets that you haven't done. I'm still waiting on that one person who was absent who did not take the test. So I really didn't want. We are going to do the karyotyping. I thought I was sharing, but now I'm not. Where'd it go? There we are. Huh. Okay. All right. So again, make sure you, and this goes for all your classes, not just mine, but I know mine are all set to close at midnight on Friday the 6th. And that gives us time to grade anything that needs grading before the 12th. So, right, so no late work will come in after. So by Monday the 9th, that's it. That's it. That's absolute, absolute. Okay. All right. So work on, like, this is Wednesday. This is the makeup day. This is exam week 2. So we're not supposed to give you any new stuff today. So just work on old stuff. We are going to, here's my module button. All right, we are going to do karyotyping. So if you want to look at that to get a head start on that, that is the last thing in this unit. This will also be the last thing. We'll work on this tomorrow. So it'll be the last thing that goes in with this 9-week report card. Excuse me. All right, so this is a karyotype. So we're going to be looking at an activity where you're examining karyotypes for defects. So do take a look at that. One of the questions on your worksheet was about albinism. That one wanted you to use the letter D. And that was one of the points I wanted to make too. Because sometimes people, I don't know whether it was this class or another class, but people were using the letter N for normal, and instead of using the letters that they gave you. So in this case, they were using capital D for normal and lowercase d for abnormal, for albinism. Okay. And again, it's going to be carried. And because we don't know how to do that exponent type thing with to make the letters go up, we're just going to write them side by side. So if it's carried on the X chromosome, if you're a male, there's nothing on the Y. The female, if she's a carrier, she's going to have a capital D on one X chromosome and a lowercase d on the other. You guys are good at, filling in the boxes, but then you have to, okay, let me tell you where that is. Give me 1 second to switch back. All right, this is a worksheet this is the worksheet on, this was sex-linked traits. Probably better if I just, I'm gonna try to keep going backwards. There it is. All right, so it's this worksheet. Isaiah is constantly late. All right, so it was this worksheet, and I believe the last question, no, it wasn't on this one. It was on the worksheet with the pedigree. But I'll come back to this one as well. It was the pedigree worksheet. So let's look at that. And I wanted to talk about that one anyway. Okay. All right, so there it was. So this worksheet is right after the lesson on pedigree. And again, this was the key. So you have to understand that all the squares are males and all the circles are females. They give you, the first row is always going to be the first generation, second row is the second generation, and then the third row, third generation. So in this particular picture, you have parents, and the lines represent the fact that they have 3 children. Only one of their children got married, the other two are still single and they have no children. The one who got married is a girl, and because it's shaded for for blue, the trait that they're showing says that it's blue eyes. Blue eyes is recessive. So, mom had blue eyes, dad did not. Okay. Mom passed blue eyes on to the daughter. Now that's weird. I just realized that this is a bad representation because in order for her to be blue eyes, um, okay, hold on, we're still letting folks in. Late people. Okay, still don't see the person I need to take the test. All right, the way this is supposed to be, she should have, he should be a carrier, and they can't be a carrier. But in any case, in order for her to have blue eyes, she has to have um, two lowercase b's. So that makes this wrong. But in any case, this one is correct. So we'll look at this one. Ah, the person I need has just arrived. Okay, so we'll look at this one because that one was clearly not correct. And I'll tell you why. Again, in order for her to have blue eyes, according to this, the pedigree is showing blue eyes. Blue eyes is recessive, brown eyes is dominant. Okay. The non-colored ones are supposed to have a capital B allele. So this one, if this is the male, he is capital X, capital B, and a Y, which means he can only give a capital B. If he gave a capital X to the female, she would not be colorblind. So that's where this is wrong. Okay. Mom has two, but she can only give one X, and so she's automatically going to give one for color colorblind. I mean blue eyes, but she has to get a normal one from dad because that's all he's got. What this is really saying is dad is really blue eyes also. That's the only way this should be shaded. He has to have blue eyes in order for her to be blue eyes. Okay, so they did that one wrong. All right, moving right along. Let me give Talacia the code for the test, and I'm gonna come right back to this. Talacia, you didn't take the test yesterday, so I'm giving you the code, please. You are my only holdout. So the code for the test, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Then I need to make sure that it's still open. I think it is. There you go. All right, so again, looking at this, it tells you that hemophilia is sex linked, which means it's recessive and it's going to be represented by an X with a lowercase h. And that's it. We are not able to write the exponent like that, so we're just going to put the lowercase h next to the X. Okay, the female who is homozygous recessive will have hemophilia, but she can be a carrier, which means one of her alleles, she would be, if she's heterozygous, um, she will have one H that has a capital H, one X with a capital H, and one X with a lowercase h. All right, so down here at the problem that they're asking here, as we look at this, so everybody in the first row is the first generation, everybody in the second row is the second generation, and then we have two individuals in the third generation. It says if individual 2 in generation 3, so we always go 1, 2, okay? If individual 2, so we're looking at this one, the square, the male with hemophilia. If this male was to marry a female that was normal for blood clotting hemophilia, she would have her X's would look like that. What is the chance that their first child would be a hemophiliac? So you need to do a Punnett square. Some of you are not doing your Punnett square. So you need to create a Punnett square where this is mom and this individual is going to have X, lowercase h, and a Y. Okay, so do the Punnett square for that. Then for this one down here, I think we went through that together. This is the one I was talking about for albinism. We're using the letter D. We're not using A. We're using the letter D. So capital D represents normal skin, lowercase d. So do not use N. Do not use A. So these are going to be connected to the X and the Y. Okay? So again, if the individuals 1 and 2 in the second generation, so this is the second generation. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the offsprings of those parents up there. So if um, if the individuals 1 and 2 in this row, sorry, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 individuals here. If this individual and they already have 2 children, if they were going to have another child, what is the chance that that child will be normal? So right now, we're looking at so just do the Punnett square and look at the fact that one of them already has albinism. What is the chance that they're going to have another child with albinism? Okay, so you only know that by doing the Punnett square. So that was what I was showing you on this. Okay, this is dad. This is mom. This is what you're going to end up with here. Okay, all right. So I'm going to leave that alone. Let you work on that while I see that she's taking the test. All right, and Isaiah, you got to stop coming so late. You show up when you feel like it, look like. All right. All right, you're not taking your test. Why are you not taking your test? Is it not open? Mm. All right, you need to do, and is it open? Yes, it is still open and it will be open. All right. All right, Talicia, please take your test. I put the code for you in the chat. You're here today. If you don't take the test today, it's a 0. Test closes on Friday. That's it. I think everybody else has taken it. I don't think there's anybody else who has not taken it. Okay. Wow. Mm.
Sorry, I was late. I thought it was supposed to be sixth period, but I was
Mm.
just waiting there, and then I realized I had to go to fifth period.
Aha. Yeah, Wednesdays are wonderful. Here comes somebody else who's probably confused as well. All right. All right. So, what I was saying to everybody there, you make sure that you have worksheets turned in. We are going to do karyotyping, but I have somebody who's supposed to be taking the test. So I didn't want to do any whole bunch of extra talking. If you have a question, please ask, and I'll probably take you in a break room to help you with that. Um, all right. Let me check again. Why is this child not taking her test? All right, this was for the wrong person. That's what. Did it go? Oh, having said that, all right, so most of you have something that you need to be working on. One of 3 worksheets. Almost everybody has to do pedigree practice. Three of you haven't done. Lucas, you got a lot to do. Shayla is not here. Attendance first. Troy is not really logged
On the Harry Potter pedigree worksheet, how
in.
do what does it mean by individuals 1 and 2 in generation 2? Like which
Okay.
set?
Okay, I'll pull that up in just a second. Let me finish attendance. Okay, I got it. All right. been better if I did it that way. Okay. All right, I'm gonna back up a little bit and show you, because there are rules for how we do this. All right. And actually, I thought they told you in that diagram. Nope, they don't. Okay. I think we saw the rules when we were watching the video. Okay. Okie dokie dokie. Come on. Get you back over here, back over there. All right, so I'm always trying to move the wrong page. Which one are you on now? First
The
one?
very last one.
The very last one. Okay, this page here. All right.
Wait, is that the last? Hold on. The one
That's
under that.
this one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. All right. So when you're counting, the first generation would be 1 and 2. In the second row, you always start from your left, go across, so it'd be individual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
So
All right, so
the
when it says if individuals 1 and 2 in the second generation, so that's this row. This is the second row. This is individuals 1 and 2. They are married. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
And they have 2 children already. It says if they were to have another child, what would be the chance of the next child being normal? So right now, you kind of have to go back to the first generation to figure out. Oh, and this is the one I was saying. You're using the letter D. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is our male, and he's normal. And the female, she is not normal. She has albinism, so she's going to have 2 lowercase d's. This female also is an albino. In order for her, and again, I feel like they shaded these wrong, but in any case, we're looking at it this way because it would have to be.
Although, wait, give me a second. My
I
cat's
made
on the
this
counter.
bigger. I have a cat and he doesn't do stuff like that. He just runs away. All right, there we go. All righty, so we're using the letters D.
I'm back.
So yeah, I think they shaded their things wrong, because in order for you to have a child that has albinism, it had to be the dad that was recessive, not mom. And so this is the way it should be, folks. I'm telling everybody, this is what you should have for the last one. So they're already telling you that one child has albinism. This is the probability that the second child will also be an albino. And the thing I always caution you all to remember is these boxes represent possibilities. Okay, all their children could be normal. They don't have to have any children that have albinism. Okay, it's random. It's a luck of the draw. Okay, same thing with male and female. It's 50-50 chance of having male or female. Now, again, random. Some families have all males, some families have all females. So it's random. So, but this box represents possibilities. So to answer that question, the possibility that a second child can have albinism is 50-50. Okay,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
the one that they already have. Actually, this is the one that they've already shown. This is the chance that the male will also. Okay. And again, like I said, the way they drew that particular, this might have been a bad worksheet because they should have switched their shadings. In order for that child to be shaded, shading represents the fact that they have the disease. So if it is shaded, that means one of the parent, the father had to be had to. Okay, no, I might be wrong. All right, so let's do this. Let me go back. Let me go back to that picture wherever. All right, this is dad, and he's normal. He doesn't have it. And if he's normal, that means that he had a regular X. So let's look at it. Let me redo mine. So let's do this as X and B. All right, so if he did that, and that's the dad that's normal. But that's not what the question said, is it? Okay. All right, so let me fix that. All right, so this dad, come on. All right, I'm going to make this disappear then. So that has to be XD and X little d. Because mom, okay, your cat is crying. All right, so that works that way. And this works like that as well. All right, then we come over here. It's going to come out the same way. It's just that X, D, and Y. X, D, and Y. Okay, so the chances of another male child. So it's still going to be 50-50. I just had it drawn wrong. Okay, so where's my little. All right, so these two are colorblind. I mean, have albinism. That's the one for the D's are for albinism. Okay, everybody got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope everybody was watching. All right, and these are the other ones, the other questions that we had on the worksheet. If you didn't already get those from the other paper. Let me see something. What are the chance that the next child will be normal? Oh, they're asking for normal. All right, so the answer to that question is they have 50% chance that the children will be normal and 50% chance that the children will have albinism. And more than likely, the normal skinned ones will be the girls and it will be the boys that have albinism. Like I said, they drew that wrong. How they do that? The male. See, this is what I'm saying. They even give you a key. If it's shaded, the male has albinism. This one is not shaded. The circle is shaded. And so these, they have this backwards. Because this is saying that the female has albinism and the male doesn't. And in order for him not to have albinism, he would have to have a regular X and not an X with a capital D, which is what I drew. Okay, so according to their shadings, they've already represented it wrong to begin with. And the same thing I found with the other question. The way they shaded, this one is fine. This one you can read the way it's supposed to read. So again, 1 is the first generation, 10 is the third generation. So this is grandma and granddaughter. 3 is second generation, and 5, they are in-laws. They are brothers-in-law because they married. Number 3 married number 4, which is the sister to number 5. So 5 and 3 there are males, but they are brothers-in-law. Okay. 1 and 2, that's mom and pop or grandma and grandpa, if you want to say it that way. 4 and 5 are brother and sister. This is a girl, this is boy. They are related. They are the offspring of 1 and 2. So they are brother and sister. I don't need you to say that they are male and female. I need you to say that their relationship, they wants to know what is the relationship. They are brother and sister. Number 5 and number 8. Number 5 is a male. And number 8 is also a male, but in the next generation. That's his sister's son. So that is uncle and nephew. 5 is the uncle to nephew 8. How many grandchildren do 1 and 2 have? That's these down here. These are the grands. There are 6 grandchildren. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The pedigree above is a recessive disorder for color blindness. Which of the individuals in this family are colorblind? So you just need to say 2, 5, 7, 9, because they're the ones that are shaded. Shading means that they have the disease. In this family, the majority of the individuals that are colorblind are what gender? They are squares. All of them are squares, so therefore they are male. This is a good indicator that color blindness is what? And so what we are looking at, color blindness is sex linked. All right, so we have completed this worksheet. So you should turn in that worksheet because you have all the answers now. Let me see if this child has taken this test yet. All right, so tomorrow we're going to look at genetic disorders and karyotypings. So we're going to practice reading a karyotype. So if you are caught up and you have nothing else that you need to turn in, read this section over because that's what we're going to do. We've talked about these diseases before when we were doing genetic DNA. So be able to match up the disease with the mutation. All right. I have 2 people who are doing somebody else's work and they're not logged into this one, but they owe me work in this class. Okay. Y'all choose which class you want to pass. Is it time to go? Oh gosh, y'all should be gone.